He did. Good. And he's arrived on the lot? Great. Send him right up. Click. Bring, bring. Hello?
Mr. Executive, this is Keanu Reeves.
Keanu, what can I do for you today?
I just read this new movie that I have to star in.
Oh, really? Please, tell me about it.
It's about the future, and conglomerates, and computers, and dolphins.
But wait, it's about dolphins?
Well, there's a dolphin in it.
Yeah, that sounds more right.
So what do you say, Mr. Executive? Can we make the movie?
I don't know, Keanu. It sounds risky.
Well, I'm back from throwing that script at Keanu Reeves' doorstep. Oh my God, you're on the phone with him right now, aren't you? This is not good. I should leave. So I will. Goodbye.
So, should I take the script somewhere else?
No. We'll do it. What's the title of the movie again?
It's called Johnny Mnemonic.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast to hyperband the narrow net through a system of reconfigured mainframes hacked together by a jelly-wired orangutan that leaves scientists in Argentina asking the question, why would you make this?
Whoa.
I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-hosts. Jay Delta, how are you, sir?
I'm feeling mnemonic.
Mnemonic.
Which, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I was going to say, I dare you to define that right now.
Pretty sure you have pneumonia.
Yeah.
That's how that word's pronounced.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah,
Johnny Mnemonic.
Go to a doctor, John. Christ.
hour and a half of a slight cough. You gonna get that looked at? I'm fine. I just need a computer. I just gotta look on WebMD and I'll be fine. We were also joined by Huge. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Oh, great. Awesome. So, we watched Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, we did.
Hell yeah.
Many times. Oh, man. In the last week, I think I've watched this movie 7 times.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's over. Well, let me just hit play again. Like, sometimes it's on in the background, and sometimes I'm paying attention, sometimes I'm really paying attention, but, God, it's just, there's something about it. It's magical.
From my perspective, the first half of the movie, it's kind of confusing, almost to a point where you're like, dude, I don't know what's going on, and I'm kind of bored with it. But almost like clockwork, the second Ice-T shows up, this movie goes bonkers, and you're like, I can't look away. Everything about this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's like a fever dream. Just put out on film.
So yeah, we watched Johnny Mnemonic, the 1995 sci-fi crime film, or action cyberpunk film, depending on how you define genres, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, blah, 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 why would you make this? But this is based on a short story by...
Stunned me that it was
You
William
didn't know it
Gibson.
was-
I had
yeah.
no idea.
So
I've read
okay.
Neuromancer. I didn't,
Okay.
but I had no idea. And I've seen Johnny Mnemonic a million times, so I feel like an idiot.
But, he's the guy who pretty much, invented cyberpunk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
way.
so it's, yes, the cyberpunk film where a data courier, literally carrying a fatal package inside his head, must deliver it before he dies from the burden or is killed by the Yakuza. This film was released in Japan, April 15th, 1995, a month and a half before the U.S. got it, and it took some time to come out other countries fully, where Russia got the official DVD release October 26, 2001.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it took them some time.
Wow. They got this movie after The Matrix.
I think every other country pretty much got it up until 97, and then for some reason they were like,
Oh, yeah, Russia. Well, they just got computers. Now they'll get it.
I don't understand. They say it is sci-fi crime film. What is crime? I don't. I don't understand this word. There is no Crimea. You mean sci-fi Crimea film? Oh, it is Russian propaganda. I will watch. Yes. All right.
Now it's Russian propaganda.
Now
It used to be Ukrainian propaganda, but they fixed that.
Okay, good job. So I'm sure that's one of the many reasons that it was lost in translation. I want to say first that this is so weird. In the U.S., the TV title in Spanish...
What?
Yes.
And you lost me.
Is called Fugitive of the Future. That's the title of the film in the U.S. in Spanish, only on TV.
On Lifetime at 3 p.m. on
3
Tuesdays.
Yeah. If you're wearing a hat and hop backwards, think of your favorite Friends cast member. Okay, so we have Spain, Italy, Slovenia, and France, which called it Johnny Mnemonic. But actually, other places called it Johnny Mnemonic. I want to point this out. Bulgaria and Siberia called it Johnny Mnemonic, but with a K at the end instead of a C.
Oh, that's future.
That's future, right?
Big difference.
Russia called it Johnny Mnemonics with an S at the end.
I bought that bestseller.
He does duplicate himself when he goes into the cyber world.
Russia. French Canada called it Johnny Mnemonic.
Mnemonic.
Oh, it just sounds so classy.
It's got a Q-U-E at the end of it. Mnemonic. And then, for some reason, on video, Greece called it Johnny Mnemonic, but normally in theaters they called it The Fugitive of the Future.
Okay.
I don't know, it's just the way it was. Which Hungary and Poland also called it The Fugitive of the Future. However, Brazil called it The Cyborg of the Future. Denmark called it Johnny Mnemonic The Courier, which starts that whole thing. Next, we have translation by Dr. Chris Spar from the Unaccredited School of Podcast Translation, who said that Finland called this film Johnny Mnemonic Courier of Death.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Wait a minute, Brazil called it Cyborg of the Future?
Yeah, Cyborg.
As opposed to Cyborg of the Past?
Yeah, I know. I gotta be honest. When I said Cyborg of the Future, I expected that joke after I said Cyborg of the Future, not 3 second titles. Yeah, I thought that
I had
was
to
weird
work
too.
it through.
Yeah,
All right? I had to process it. I was like,
Cyborg
nah,
of the
there's a misprint here. Let me
Sure,
I'm
sure.
gonna let him keep talking. I'm gonna interject soon.
Japan called the film JM.
That's it.
Just JM. I also want to point out that, as I said, the film came out first in Japan. Japan also got a longer cut. And if you're wondering what is in the longer cut, you don't have to wonder, because the film is in English in Japan.
Oh.
Huh.
Well, now I feel like I have to go and watch that version.
Yeah, either that or I somehow found a YouTube video of all the deleted scenes from the Japanese version
All spliced together.
that were translated by the actors playing. So the film has to be in English. Finally, last three we have is Germany called the film Networking, Johnny Mnemonic.
He's going out and he's like, well, I lost my job. I better go.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Johnny. Johnny Mnemonic.
Turkey called the film The Enemy in the Head. Or, because literally, I capitalized the word. And then they said that it could also be called The Host on the Brain. Sure, why not?
All right.
Finally, Argentina, their DVD title is the only one that absolutely captures this film, which is out of control. Everything about this film, out of control.
They tried to warn us.
They really did, yeah. All right, so hopefully that explains why it made what it made. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, why not? All right, so its budget was $26 million in 1995. Domestically, it didn't make that back. It did only just over 19 million. Internationally, it did better, just over 33 million. Altogether, it doubled its budget, $52.25 million.
That's not bad, which is weird because they consider this film a flop, like a hard flop. And it seems like they made their money back.
Yeah, but you figure like after marketing and
probably
blah blah
huge.
blah.
Apparently, I don't know what else outside of this, but as far as I'm aware, marketing was a $20,000 sweepstakes online. Because the internet was new and they were like, let's use the internet to promote this. That'll be fucking great.
And they were like, oh wait, it's 1995. Not a lot of people have the internet.
They put $20,000 into it, so.
Yeah, that's not a lot of money.
1995, $20,000. That's like $60,000.
That is the best way to convey time at all.
Yeah.
Just triple it.
Just
What's that worth in 1995 Yahoo stock?
Oh, man.
okay, but you said she's 18. But how much dollars would she be worth in 1995 money?
Like 15 grand?
Like,
oh.
okay, all right. How long you had that dog? No, but like in 1995 years. So, well, whatever. Let's just go ahead and do our favorite hour.
The best hour.
The Troy McClure hour. Oh, hello! I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me from such dystopian future projects as 2099, the year we ran out of wine, or RoboPunk versus the Electric Company, the Resource Wars of 2013. Today, we're here to talk about the inevitable torment of tomorrow. Kind of lost the Troy McClure voice at the end there. I just got proud of what I wrote. I was like, man, that's good shit. Listen to me say it. So Keanu Reeves plays Johnny Mnemonic. You'll recognize him as Jack Traven in the 1994 Speed.
Real quick, is his character actually Johnny Mnemonic? Like, is that his last name?
I think it's just...
No, it's
Johnny.
Just Johnny.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he is a mnemonic courier.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think it ties into the whole he doesn't know his past thing, so I'm just Johnny.
So you don't remember your last name?
No, I got rid of my childhood, and that's when I learned it, and I've never said it since then.
Yeah, but like, when you forgot your childhood, you like forgot your wallet
Yeah,
at the
like,
same
they
time, too. You could just be like, oh, that's right, it's Johnny
What's your name,
Appleseed.
Johnny? What's your last name? I don't know. Do you have ID? Yeah. Well, don't worry about it. We'll just give you a new one. Oh, man. So, yeah, you also recognize Keanu Reeves as John Wick in the 2014 John Wick.
Oh, yeah.
And most recently, Keanu Reeves in the 2017 SPF 18.
Based on the hit suntan lotion.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Dina Myers plays Jane. You'll recognize her as Barbara Gordon in the 2002 Birds of Prey.
Yep. Nope.
Carrie in the 2004 Saw franchise.
Nope.
I believe only 1, 2, and 3. And most recently...
Wait, 1, 2, and 3. Doesn't everybody die in all the Saw movies?
Not her, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I think Danny Glover's in 2 of them. Like,
No, you're thinking of Predator 2.
no,
I'm kidding.
I'm almost positive. Like, I'm not that racist,
Yeah,
guys.
remember, he was in 2 Predator 2s.
Yeah. Flawless logic there from you, of course. Yeah, you must have been in both those 2 Predator movies.
I saw it twice.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, I had the VHS and the DVD. That's it.
What, you want me to see Predator 2 3 times? What are you, a monster?
Well, you know, sometimes.
Alright, fuck it, let's watch it again.
Let's watch it right now.
Let's watch him dance on YouTube.
So where was it? Yeah, and most recently, you recognize her as Dizzy Flores in the 1997
Hell yeah.
Starship
Hell
Troopers.
yeah.
I don't think that's the right year, though. I think I wrote that wrong.
That's
Most recently, she was in Starship Troopers Traitor of Mars.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, that's a new one. I think that's probably 2017.
She also she was on Friends. She played Joey's,
For like 3 episodes.
but her character was Kate, who was a terrible actress. Just keep that in mind.
Oh.
A terrible actress. Let's see what she can do in this one. With her incredible acting.
That reminds me of the play I'm working on, wherein the lead actress has a lot of monologues, so she has to remember lines. But also, in the play, her character has to take tests, so she has to remember tests and cite them back to her partner. So sometimes she acts like she's remembering her lines, and other times she is actually trying to remember her lines. So the whole play is watching a woman trying to remember her lines, regardless if the story calls for it or not.
Oh my god.
it's oh man. It's insane. Part of me wants to just switch this over to plays. But the community wouldn't like it. They would blackball me instantly because it's all just like students and shit.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Starship
Troopers.
Yeah, that Traitor of Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, she dies in Starship Troopers.
Yep.
So
I don't know how she's in a new one.
I think it's only her voice. I didn't do a good job on doing I'm pretty sure it's only her voice. I'm pretty sure it's 2017.
I will say, her getting naked in that oh my god, I was just a young growing J Delta exploring the world of TV nudity.
Either second or third movie ever.
Oh,
Starship
man.
Troopers. This was her first.
Well, look, not all of us get off to great starts.
No, I mean,
Or great
to be
continuations.
fair, actually, she did have considering this is her first acting job, yes, she did have a good start. Your first acting job, you work with Keanu Reeves and
Yeah, right.
Henry Rollins, and like, that's pretty fucking cool. Like, I don't know how good of a job she did. Yes, I do. It was not good. Okay. So finally, Ice-T plays J-Bone.
God.
You'll recognize him as a couple of other hyphen-named individuals. T-Saint in the 1995 Tank Girl, Scotty Appleton in the 1991 New Jack City, and most recently, Odafin Tallulah in the ongoing Law & Order Special Victims Unit.
That's his name?
Odafin Tallulah, yeah.
I never knew what his name was because I don't watch that show.
I thought he was just Officer T.
I actually didn't even read it from the script. I just know his name. By heart. I know it. Because it's such a weird name. Like Sheev. Or Shev.
Oh yeah, I don't like
Sheev.
that.
That is the name of the Star Wars Emperor. The Emperor of the bad guy with the lightning.
It's
Really?
canon
Yeah,
now.
his canon, like back when he was a boy, they explored that story. His name is Sheev. Sheev.
Sheev
Or
Palpatine.
I don't know exactly the pronunciation. Yeah, probably Sheev.
Whatever it is, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I'm not a
Disney.
linguist. Oh, I'll call Dr. Chris Spar from the school.
I thought it was the school.
I mean, if you can't tell the schools apart, what's the point of accrediting them? You can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com. Let's start the show. Or film, whatever.
I'm so glad you put this opening crawl in here.
Oh,
It
thank you.
is the fun. Like, if I sat you down, right? If you were just some dummy from Mars, and I sat you down, you never seen an Earth movie before.
Insulting the intelligence of Martians.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say all Martians are dummy. I'm just saying if you were a dummy from Mars, and I sat you down, and I was like, all right, man, get ready. We're going to show you a movie. And I played the opening crawl of this, and any of the Star Wars movies. Pick them. If you hate the prequels, whatever. Pick them. This is by far crazier.
That's like, I was mentioning to you guys off air, how you would say it beforehand, before we started recording. I forgot
it's
my
always recording.
laundry list of notes,
Yeah.
which is a shame.
It
The
happens.
first thing I have written is Poor Man Star Wars Crawl.
Yeah.
And it explains everything, but before the movie starts, before I see an actor, before any dialogue is spoken, I am so confused.
Oh, my
And I've never had that happen before. It's like, before we get into this, let us explain a little something.
First off,
And then it just screams at
I
me.
am by no means an English professor, but I'm pretty sure that none of this statement is grammatically correct. There are just like commas thrown in the middle of sentences. There's words. There are nouns used as adjectives and shit. Like they just do whatever they want.
Look at the adjective.
Yeah, play. Yeah.
I am certain I'd have been less confused without seeing your opening crawl. If they were just like, all right, here you go, here's the movie, I'd have been like, oh, okay, I'm kind of putting this together.
Yeah.
When you bombard me with data couriers and wet-wired implants...
Oh, wet wire. They bring that shit up like 8 times.
They never explain it though.
No,
they
what's
just
the point of
mention it. Like,
explaining it?
yeah.
It sounds cool.
Does it?
No.
It sounds gross.
You don't know what wet wiring is, you Martian dummy?
Okay, now we're getting a little...
I'm sorry.
yeah, you can't.
Apologies to the Martian community.
Wet wire. You might as well just say, "Oh, they gave me a moist implant." Like, oh God! Kill the doctor! Kill the doctor! Put that in you. All right. So the opening crawl is second decade of the 21st century.
So that's like 3 years from now. Anywhere between 3 and 13 years from now.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Why not say that? Why just give the year? What's the point of being like it's the last decade of the 1900s?
Well, that's the part
All
I
right, it's the
love. Like
90s.
we're gonna jump ahead, but that's the part I love. Is do you guys because we do the crawl and then we jump to his phone call, and it says the date and the time and the temperature. Do you guys notice the date on the? Okay, just to clarify, what is the second decade?
The second
Would be the teens.
It would be 11. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm a dummy.
When the thing comes up, it goes Tuesday, blah blah blah, 2021.
2021. Yeah.
That's the third decade.
That's the third decade.
First line of the film, a lie. The first word of this film is second, and it's false.
No. Let me tell you why. The opening crawl is the prequel, and then
Oh, that's a whole movie in itself. Oh, okay. That's of course.
it's its own credits.
All right, so second decade of the 21st century, corporations rule.
That could be positive, like corporations rule.
I'm just saying, corporations done a lot of good, a lot of bad, but a lot of good.
I mean, keep in mind this was made in the 90s, right? This is just corporations co-opting it with like the cool dude in like the bright rainbow gear rides up on the skateboard. Corporations rule.
It's from an orientation. Like,
It's just like the kid from the Nintendo poster. It was like, radical. Like, he grew up and he's like, now I own 3 corporations, and that's radical, guys. You know what's really tubular? Diversifying your bonds. Investing in your portfolio can seem like a major bummer.
401ks and IRAs and other things that I don't understand.
Totally awesome.
you didn't split your shares. Whoa! Because you gotta split your shares when it goes over. Because you want.
Good evening, fellow child. Yes, we are all children here and hip and young. So yes, if I can finally get to the fucking opening crawl. Second decade of the 21st century, corporations rule. The world is threatened by a new plague, NAS, nerve attenuation syndrome. Fatal, epidemic, its cause and cure unknown. The corporations are opposed by the low-techs, a resistance movement.
Sorry.
Risen from the streets, hackers, data pirates, guerrilla fighters, in the info wars.
The info wars.
The corporations defend themselves. They hire the Yakuza,
Oh.
the most powerful of all crime syndicates. We never learn of any other crime syndicates.
Well, I mean, look, there's only
This
one.
is the one, yeah.
Right. You got the Yakuza, right? Aside from the triads, biggest, in Asia, the biggest gang.
Yeah.
How are they all over the planet? Is there just one country now and everything else was nuked? How are the Yakuza spread so...
I don't. We'll get into that eventually.
I
It's
asked
not
the
part of the
question.
story, but well, yeah.
I don't know why.
So they sheath their data in black ice, lethal viruses waiting to burn the brains of intruders. But the low-techs wait in their strongholds, in the old city cores, like rats in the walls of the world. That's also not true. They live on a bridge. That's not a core of anything. The most valuable information must sometimes be entrusted to mnemonic couriers, elite agents who smuggle data in wet-wired brain implants. Johnny Mnemonic.
Do we see any other mnemonic couriers, or do
No.
we only
No.
see
No,
him?
only him.
Just the
It's
one.
just him.
Only him, yeah. We jump to the internet 2021. And we travel through a 3D representation of the internet until we get to the wake-up call, and it says the date and all that stuff. A woman, we're in a hotel room. A woman enters the room and asks Johnny. He's like, she goes, Johnny? And he goes, yeah. She goes, never mind.
I want to know what was on her mind.
No, I can absolutely 100% tell you what happened. This was deleted from the Japanese version. The Japanese version is longer.
Okay.
And this is one of the things that got deleted. She goes, Johnny? And he goes, yeah. And she looks over to a bunch of suitcases filled with clothes. And she goes, where are you going? And he goes, I don't know. I'm just my job. I'm a mnemonic courier. You know what it's like. And she goes, oh. What's home like? And then that's where the scene kicks in. So they cut that one line. Her looking over and going, where are you? What's your job? I'm going to guess maybe they didn't have the intro in the Japanese version. So they needed him to explain, I'm a mnemonic courier, you know my job, I transfer data.
No, that's not true. They had the intro in the Japanese
They did?
version. Yeah, the only difference is in the U.S. version they added the lasers.
Oh, right, yes, I did read that. They added lasers.
Well, future, so.
I love every time they do their version of the internet because it's so 90s,
Lawnmower
like
Man?
Lawnmower Man,
Yeah,
hackers.
Reboot.
Oh, God. Throw a reboot in there.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so... Yeah, after all that, the girl leaves to get ice, never comes back. He later on in the film mentions that he gets whatever $1 a night hookers, so I presume she was one of the hookers he was talking about. Not important. He calls Ralphie, and he wants to know when he's going to have the surgery, but Ralphie's like, oh, the price has increased. And he's like, that's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I got another job for you, Johnny, if you want it. And he's like, fine. Because I want my memories back. I want a full memory rehabilitation, whatever.
Two things with that. One, he says Ralphie like 45 times in that 2-second
so
conversation.
You know his name, absolutely.
Just so you remember.
Yeah.
And then two is like they make a point of being like, okay, he wants his memories back. He doesn't have his memories. He wants his memories back.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to because it's complete bullshit.
Yes. And, so I got a job for you if you got the upgrade we talked about. We go to central Beijing, and Johnny arrives at a hotel in a town car in the middle of an NAS protest. The crowd's so thick he has to walk up on foot. In the Japanese version, this scene is longer. There's just a longer protest scene. You see more of that.
What are they protesting?
NAS.
Yeah,
The existence of a disease.
Yeah.
Down with AIDS! Down with AIDS!
Yeah. But who are you telling that to? Just
AIDS!
Yeah, AIDS. It's all around us, so of course it's going to hear us.
Johnny goes into a hotel and he sees a little girl on the other side of a fish tank. But when he looks behind the fish tank, it's two girls. Oh. And when this happened, I went, if that's not how he defeats the villain, this movie's bullshit! I got really angry for no reason. Yeah, in the Japanese version, he sits down next to a man reading a newspaper, and the man goes, I'm sorry I couldn't get the upgrade we talked about, and hands him the doubler that we see later on.
Which makes sense.
And which is why in a scene later on, they're like, oh, that's too much information. Yeah. So yeah, he gets the thing, and then he goes to the elevator. We see a news report gets interrupted by pirate radio wave. Well, there you go. Snatch back your brain, yo. They go into the elevator.
I love that. Snatch your brain back and hold it.
Snatch it. Snatch it back, y'all. Johnny goes into the elevator, and he uses a doubler to increase his storage capacity from 80 gigs to 160 gigs.
Some bullshit. This is the future. My Xbox holds more than that.
Your what?
My Xbox.
I think you said my ex-wife. I was like, what a weird joke.
When I killed her, I put so many flash drives in her.
I thought it was like some weird 1950s joke that merged with computer humor. What do you got there? A hard drive? What's it hold? Oh, only 160 gigs? Yeah, just like my first wife, you know? What does that mean?
So your views on old-timey comedy was every punchline is something to do with my wife?
Yeah, it's like just one of those
right.
say that's what she said, you know what I mean? Cha-cha.
Take my wife, please.
Oh, yeah, just one of those. It's just like a danger feel, no respect, just no matter what you say, the punchline is that catchphrase. Doesn't matter. I don't care. What do you got? 2 shoes? Just like my first wife. How is this you shouldn't even be laughing, but it works.
But yeah,
why?
Every time. It kills. It kills.
It kills, I tell you. Just like my first wife. How? That's why I had to leave her. It was awful. It was really terrifying, actually. The kids still haven't recovered. So Johnny arrives in the hotel room, and he meets the clients who they seem like absolute geeks.
Yeah.
100%. Johnny puts a motion sensor on the door and learns that he has to hold 320 gigabytes. Yeah, I got storage.
Yeah,
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Johnny sets up as the geeks explain that exceeding the storage capacity could cause synaptic seepage and kill him. Also, might ruin the data. That's more important. Johnny continues setting up as we see men in black trench coats enter from the elevators downstairs. Johnny explains that you put in any 3 random images from the TV, and that will be the code to the data. You fax them to your contacts and destroy it. Yeah, they have a faucet in the bathroom that tells you the temperature of the water, motion sensors thick enough to detect between, on the other side of a door, laser guns. But you gotta fax a picture to Newark.
I love that there's faxes in the future, but that technology goes obsolete 3 years after that movie came out. Like, by the time, 98, 99 happens, no one's faxing shit.
I know. I had one. We didn't use it. We never used it. Couldn't figure out why we had it.
Can I fax that to you? What?
Why?
No, email it.
What are you, a serial killer?
You are an email. You are a human email. You're talking about fax and shit.
You just emailed me to ask if you want me to fax it.
Why do I work here? Oh, this is my family. Oh, God! That's why we have the fax machine.
Just like my first wife.
Okay, they don't all work, I guess. But also, God, it did. It did kind of work a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why, but it just did.
It kills.
Oh, my God. It's great.
It's gold, Jerry.
So, in the elevator, the trench coats explain that the geeks are Pharmacom R&D scientists who defected. Johnny plugs into the internet and goes all cyberpunk, downloads the data. Well, not fully cyberpunk, also kind of sort of anime. Like, there's random flashes of anime on the screen.
I think that might have just been, what was playing on the
actual TV.
Yeah.
Because it's in Beijing, China, and there's plenty of anime in China.
I love when they have, the guys in the elevator who are about to, kill all these...
Sure.
Asian scientists or doctors or whatever.
Yeah.
And the bald guy who comes back later, he's just, it's nighttime. He's in an elevator. He's wearing, giant sunglasses. Just so you know he's tough and not to be fucked with.
Dude, the first time I watched this movie, I looked at that guy and I went, that's the worst henchman I've ever seen in my life. The second time I watched this movie, I went, no, you know who that is? That's Paul Scheer, and he's the best henchman in the entire fucking world. So, yeah, as we said, trench coats, they come in. Oh, sorry. First, the data is transferred, and they go to fax the code and destroy it. And Johnny goes into the bathroom. He has a flash of what I presume is a data leak, as they said could happen.
Yeah,
so he has a data attack.
I love the acting, if you call it that. Oh, shit! Damn it! Oh, shit!
Yeah, he bleeds from the nose, but then he does some Tai Chi to calm down. Really aggressive.
Yeah. Well, that's how you find your peace, by doing really aggressive Tai Chi.
Force it out through Tai Chi.
Yeah.
So yeah, then the trench coats come in, they shoot everybody up. Johnny hides in the bathroom until the bald guy looks in. He takes him out with a single punch.
Baldy.
Yeah, he does call him. Next time knock, Baldy, is that what he says?
Yeah, and I went, oh, God.
The pain.
You could have just left. You would have been so cool if you just left.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say anything. And then ironically, later on, when he's like, do something for me, say bye, and then Johnny hits him in the back of the head, and nobody said bye! And I was like, no!
Just a waste.
Oh, man. Will we get to that scene?
Oh,
but
yeah.
God, it's all terrible.
Oh, man. Also,
I love it.
that's when fucking Ice-T shows up.
Yeah.
That's when the guys are going fucking crazy. So, kills everybody. Johnny comes out of the bathroom, tries to take the access code, but there's some guy with a fingernail that's also a laser. Yeah. He just shows up and whips that shit at him and cuts the picture in half. And Johnny's like, okay, see ya. Because that's the natural response you have to that.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Look, your fingernails are a laser beam, so I'm
just gonna leave.
gonna go.
I don't care what situation it is, you leave. Yeah. So he leaves, and then Fingernail Guy grabs one of the nerds. He's like, where's he going? And he's like, Newark, doesn't even...
Well, he does cut his fingers off first.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Yes, they do that. Never mind. Totally justified.
Yeah.
So they run after Johnny, but Johnny changes into the most convincing disguise.
I didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why do they keep showing a close-up of this random guy? This fucking random asshole.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Why?
Wow, you fucking fooled me.
They're really lingering on that Asian elderly man. Oh shit, it's Keanu Reeves, not a taxi driver.
Keanu Reeves with his Andy Warhol disguise.
Yo, he pulled it off.
I mean, he could have done the like buck teeth and glasses.
No, I feel
Mickey
like he
Rooney.
did that. And they're like, ah.
yeah. I feel like that was the original, and they're
Yes.
like, take out the teeth and the glasses, and
Put the glasses back in. No.
it's too much.
That's too much.
Wait, talk.
Just leave it that alone.
Talk with an Asian accent first. Oh no, never.
No, we're gonna.
Just don't say anything.
Just do me a favor when the elevator doors open, just go roll. No, don't do that. No.
Just say supplies.
No.
Do that later at the party. Hollywood, fucked up place, man. So we go to the free city of Newark.
What?
The depiction of New Jersey is spot on in the future.
Yeah.
It is.
It really
I
is.
have been there. It is perfect.
There should be more Guidos, but
That's
it's about right. It's about right. Johnny arrives and burns his passport. That's
Okay.
it. We go to the,
What? Now how is he gonna know what his last name is?
yeah, that's why he doesn't know.
But when he comes in, he goes through like the TSA thing, and it's just like, oh, by the way, you have a thing in your brain. You're gonna die in 24 hours. Get that looked at. And he's like, okay. Just moves on. It's like,
I thought
all
it
right.
was weird that this is like border security,
Yeah.
and it's just like a little HAL like eyeball thing, like that's all it was. But later on, every phone is video phone. Every one of them has a guy on the other end going, "How can I help you?"
Yeah.
But not borders. No, let anybody you want in our borders. Liberal future. Goddamn.
My God, those goddamn Newarkians.
Hillary run. Newark. All right, so we go to Pharmacom building, and the laser thumb guy, he shows up, tells his boss that he failed, but apparently his Japanese is so bad that his boss is like, what do you, just speak English. I don't know what the hell you're saying, dude. I presume it's because subtitles are expensive. He says, the fingernail guy says he's sorry for the loss of his only child and all that stuff, and he's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And fingernail guy's like, I'm in charge of getting the head back of the courier because we wiped all the information off of the mainframe, and his head is the only place that the data exists. And Takahashi, who is the head of Pharmacom, I guess, or at least this region of Pharmacom, or I don't know how it works, he says, if it's in Newark, it's my responsibility. So, hand it over.
He's the Newark regional vice president.
I don't
Assistant
understand.
to the vice president.
Also, he might be Mr. Pharmacom. Like, I don't know. Like,
They
what
don't.
he
They
does,
don't
really.
explain it ever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah, it really
Yes,
does.
Takahashi Pharmacom. How you doing, sir?
So it is.
it's just fucking beat Takeshi trying to emote for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So we go to. Yeah, I should point that out. You know that this guy who plays Takahashi is the guy who is from MXC.
Yeah.
Most Extreme Lizard.
What?
He is
Takashi's Castle.
Takashi. Yeah, Takashi's Castle. He is Takashi.
Whoa, what?
He not like, oh, he plays the character of Takashi. No,
No,
they're
that's
like,
him.
hey, Takashi, you're a great actor. Let's make a show for you.
Oh my God!
And then
he
America's
was
like, this is incredible. We
Oh,
can do
yeah.
something with this.
Yeah. So like Kenny Blankenship.
Yeah.
He's the physical Kenny Blankenship
Oh.
Japanese actor guy.
Wow.
Yeah, which is just
And
repurposed
he's
footage,
been in
but-
a bunch of movies, ton of Yakuza movies, ton of him just murdering children
Yeah.
movies. I think he was in one or both of the Battle Royales. I think he was in the
May-
first
might
one.
have been. This is why the Japanese version has so many extra scenes, because they're
it's
mostly
all
of
him.
him. But some of them aren't. Some of them are just extra Japanese actors. And,
Some are just him in a mirror flexing.
yeah. The highest rated scenes. Also, one of them was the lowest. I don't know how that worked out. Lowest rated scene in the movie. It's just one of the flexing scenes. 3 others, though, great.
Ratings are off the chart.
So in a taxi, Johnny calls Ralphie, and he wants to know what's going on, because this feels like a blown deal, but Ralphie's like, don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Ralphie's incredible.
Yeah, he's...
Because he's I don't know how to describe Ralphie.
A pseudo Frenchman.
Is he French? What is he? Because it changes from syllable to syllable. And then his emotions change. He goes from being like villainous to being like legitimately concerned for Johnny, but he's not at all. Oh, I'm so sorry, Johnny. And then
I'm gonna cut off your fucking head, Johnny.
It's like if Tommy Wiseau was gay and also a diehard henchman. Like, I feel like that's the best way to describe this guy. Not because he doesn't look like Tommy Wiseau.
dressed like King Koopa from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. Dennis Hopper in a fever dream. That's what he looks like.
Book it.
It was not a fever dream. It was a blackout dream. Like, they were drunk the whole time they fucking filmed that.
Oh.
Leguizamo and Hopkins. Drunk the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're starting to think Hollywood might not be a great place.
Right. Now we figured it out.
All right, so we go to a club, and this is technically when the movie actually like really starts. Like this is. Have either of you guys read the short story?
Nope.
This is pretty much where the short story starts. Like from this.
I read the summary on Wikipedia.
Oh, that's pretty much the short story. Like you missed out some dialogue. That's about it.
Have you seen the other movie that's in the universe? New Rose Hotel with Christopher Walken?
No, I heard about that, and I have to watch it, but I still haven't. Oh, it's even.
Oh.
They're not connected. They just share the same universe.
They share the same universe. And
vaguely. Like, really.
Yeah. But I've never read the short story.
Like the way Soldier and Red Letter saved the... Yeah.
Yeah, like, let me put something in there so that people will think our movies are connected so I can try and make more money.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, in the club, a woman wants to get work, but Spider, who is a scientist of some sort...
Henry Rollins.
Yeah, well, I don't know that until he takes the glasses off.
And starts screaming.
Yeah, I go, oh my god! Yeah, he's more worried about how the implants in her body are messing her up. He didn't really say that, but that's the implication. She approaches Ralphie and his two bodyguards for work, but she can't even hold her hand out straight, and he offers her other work. Wink, wink. She leaves.
Just like my first wife.
I just want to say that in the future... I missed that? Oh, well. So I just want to say that in the future, I pray that all music is transsexual death metal opera. All of it. I love it.
It's great.
It's fantastic. So we go to a meeting site where the taxi drops Johnny off. J-Bone and some kid watch him arrive from
Little J-Bone?
above. Yeah, little J-Bone, sure. Johnny arrives the second Ice-T shows up. Insanity.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny follows a black cowboy into an operating room.
Pause, please. I need a minute.
God.
I need a minute.
I can't even believe that's real.
But they don't explain. No one else is dressed like a cowboy. There's no. All right, I'm
you,
sorry.
Johnny? Yeah. Come on, we'll help you. Okay. That's it. The whole thing never explained.
Look, here's the thing: when we're in the desolate future world of 2021, and the Yakuza is the biggest crime syndicate, if you're a non-Yakuza henchman, you need a gimmick if you're gonna get hired. And look, man, Black Cowboy, that's a pretty solid gimmick.
Kurt the Funky Cowboy.
Oh my God, it's Kurt the Funky Cowboy.
So, yeah, in the operating room is the bald henchman with a saw. Oh, you jerk. You conned me.
That sassy bald henchman is back.
The cowboy pulls a gun, but Johnny knocks him out with a single punch.
After he walks next to him. He's got him at gunpoint. He's like, all right, let me go over by you to hold you up with this gun.
Then the bald guy pulls a gun, and Johnny decides that he can't do that again. But luckily, he planted a bomb outside the room and presses and blows up the room. They run outside. The bald guy searches after him. For no reason at all. The kid next to J-Bone just stumbles and knocks some bricks over. The bald guy hears it, bullseyes him right in the fucking temple in the middle of the forehead. He's dead. Yeah, falls off because they're like, 6 stories up.
So the bald guy loses sight of Keanu Reeves for like 5 seconds, knows that he's somewhere in his vicinity, hears something from above him, thinks that must be him.
There he is.
Shoots
6 floors
there,
up.
There he is.
Yeah. J-Bone, he rappels down to the ground to check on the kid, but the bald guy shows up. He's like, "Oh, do me a favor. Say bye or whatever.
Say bye.
Yeah, Johnny shows up with a 2x4, knocks him out. Black Cowboy shows up again and threatens Johnny with his shotgun thing. I don't know what it is.
Dude, this, where he's like, I gotcha.
Yeah. J-Bone throws a knife into his chest.
And then he just, like, perfectly stiffens up and
yeah.
Like, they shot this scene and went, boom, got it, guys, nailed it, perfect, let's go.
One take. Keep it rolling, people. We got 6 hours to shoot this movie.
I mean, literally, keep it rolling. We have one rule of film, and we gotta get this whole movie.
We spent everything on that opening crawl.
Hurry it up. So Johnny picks up the dead bald guy's gun, dismembers it into a smaller gun, and J-Bone says they're even, and he points out Heaven, the low-tech headquarters, whom he is the leader of.
Okay.
And disappears.
So, why did he disappear? Where is he going? He's going to his headquarters.
And back up to the hole he came from.
So he's just gonna wait there and hope Keanu Reeves walks away and then goes and is like, okay, now I can leave?
He's gonna take the stairs down.
But then also, what was the point of him meeting Keanu Reeves and being like, yeah, I run Heaven. It's the low tech. It's our super secret headquarters right over there. And then disappears.
But don't come to me for nothing, because we're even. But I'm over there.
But if you need me, I'm right behind you in our super secret headquarters. No. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go. And then disappears.
Also, here's my fax number. Just in case, you got to contact me. So, we go back to the club, and Johnny threatens Ralphie with a gun in the bathroom. No explanation of how either of them got in there. Threatens Ralphie with a gun. But Yo Mama, which is the name of he's got 2 transsexual bodyguards.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black one is called Yo Mama.
That's real?
That's her name, and the white one is called Pretty.
Sure.
So Yo Mama takes Johnny and throws him we don't ever learn their names. That's their name in the credits.
Yeah.
So I just let you know, don't watch this movie on loop until you find it. It's not gonna happen. She throws Johnny headfirst into a wall, and Rafi yells, "Not in the head!" Just want to point out that in the Japanese version, after he yells "not in the head," Yo Mama just goes, it's been a long time since I've been in this room.
Wow.
Acting!
Sure. Jane sees them, the group of Rafi and bodyguards, carrying Johnny through the club out to the back.
Totally not suspicious.
She asks the bartender for her guns and then goes into the air vents.
The fucking bartender. Okay. It's a non-character. He shows up one more scene, right? But the bartender's got a robot arm.
Yeah.
And also, so when he goes to, pull out a drink, he's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Right? It's like, okay, it's the future. It's a robot bartender. Yeah. That's all right. Okay. But maybe he just has a robot arm. But then, he goes down to get something, and, his legs are like, whoop, whoop. Why not make him, if half of him is a robot, why not make him an entire robot bartender? Or just have a bartender?
Well, look, here's the thing. He lost his legs in the war, and then he had a robot
the
dick.
InfoWars?
Yeah, he lost his legs in the InfoWars.
Just like my first wife.
And once you got a robot dick, you can't use a regular human hand to jerk off a robot dick. So then, you need the robo hand.
You need it.
And look, you still need a job, so...
Yeah.
You'd be the robot bartender going, look at this.
See, what happened is he went to the hospital and he was like, I'm messed up, I need some help. And they were like, well, look, we know this is the future, it's the future. But we only have this old technology, it just kind of helps you move and bend. But the alternative is, we have Michael Winslow on retainer. He'll just follow you around and just...
I'm just saying, they couldn't get the other 1995 sci-fi movie robot bartender from The Fifth Element who just goes, "Do you want some more?" Because that guy was killing it.
Well, you said you read Necromancy, right?
Yes, forever ago.
Yeah. Well, apparently there was a robot bartender in that story, and that he was an homage to that.
Yeah.
Because
a lot of that was taken from Blade Runner and taken from Robert Heinlein books.
It's so weird because the writer of this movie is the writer of...
He wrote the screen. That's what shocked me. He wrote the screenplay.
But the weird part about that is they changed the name of some of the characters and some of the... like, the bartender, he was an homage to that character.
Yeah.
Why not just make that character? Oh, because what if we make a neuromancy film in the future and then there's issuing rights? I wrote it. What issuing rights? It's me. I'm the guy who owns it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sue myself.
Yeah, like what? So, air vents, yeah. Later, Johnny wakes up and he sees Rafi and his 2 bodyguards, as well as the fingernail guy. And then he's like, oh, shit, Rafi, what the fuck? They're going to retrieve the data by cutting his head off, because we have the data.
Sure.
Johnny's like, look, I'll give you the code. And this is an important thing that they don't ever say again. And it really connects the short story to this film, which is, he's like, I'll give you money, or I'll give you the code. You have the code, you get the data, we're even.
Yeah.
They say, no, we don't just want the data. We want all the data you've ever had, so that way nobody can ever get it. We want everything you ever had in your head. And
this way they can't trace it.
This way they can't. Yeah. They can't. Nobody can go in with mnemonic sensors and retrieve the data. So then, boom! In crashes Jane, knocks everybody out, or almost everybody. She cuts Yo Mama's wrist with a flexi razor on a pole. Super weird. Like, it's the weirdest thing in the world. When this is when Johnny is like, I'll offer you $50,000 to help me. Was it 50,000?
Yeah,
something like that. And she's like, sure, because Ralphie's not giving me any money, and you want to give me money, fine. So Jane kicks the shit out of Pretty, and Johnny's like, let's go. Eventually they leave. And fingernail guy, out of anger, cuts Rafi into 3 pieces.
Yeah.
Instead of pure anger.
This was, there was like a real trend for a while where, I don't know which movie was the first to do it, but people getting like the quick slice and then the body
that
would
slide.
Yeah. It was never horizontal. It was always a diagonal cut. Yeah.
Or like Resident Evil did it, the first one with the lasers, the guy falls into little squares. The movie Cube, I don't know if you've ever seen Cube.
And then Hypercube.
It literally starts with a guy, oh my god, Hypercube.
You gotta talk about Hypercube.
Hypercube.
Is that the one with like the mental retarded guy in the...
That's the first one.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's Cube.
Yeah. That's Cube. That's the good one. The second one is where they get trapped in the Hypercube, and then there's this like, oh, teenage couple were in love, and they start like banging, and then like some time vortex like passes through them, and then they're like old people fucking. Yeah, that's a thing. I'm pretty sure it might have been a sci-fi original, Hypercube.
Oh,
and then they made Cube Zero, which is a prequel to Cube.
It's about the making of the Cube, even though it's not at all.
No, it's about the guys who run the Cube, and it's run by like evil King British, and he's like, yes, make sure you deploy the traps in that sector. And it's like, wow, way to eliminate any.
Fucking ruined.
Yeah, it's like, okay, the British are behind that too. Great.
Before this film, maybe I would have gave you some money.
But also, Cube Zero does loop back and set up the autistic guy.
It ends with because he's not autistic. He like turns autistic.
Yeah, they scramble his eggs.
Yeah. And now you don't have to watch Cube because really they're all fucking garbage.
Yeah,
like,
you don't have to watch Cube 1, 0, or Hypercube.
even the good one's not great.
Especially Hypercube.
Yeah, no, that's not even.
Yeah, but they did that in Cube also, and they did it Terminator 2 when he got like. Didn't he get T-1000 get like cut diagonally, like when he was frozen or something?
That's not quite as you don't see like the body parts like that.
That's true.
But nobody ever bleeds when they get cut like that.
Well, it's because they're fucking lasers, dude. They cauterize the wounds instantly, like science and shit. So yeah, they cut Rafi into a bunch of pieces. We go outside. Johnny and Jane get her gear. Johnny fires some shot at the fingernail guy and Pretty, who are now chasing them. I don't know why they're working together.
No, you killed my boss. By bodyguard rights, I am now yours.
Yeah, like I don't. Doesn't make sense.
I swore an oath. Oh man.
So yeah, Johnny throws the gun away when it runs out of bullets. They hide in a garbage town, like a garbage shanty town, and fingernail guy pulls a gun on a kid who's about to shoot him with like a slingshot. turns out it's not a shantytown, it's a low-tech town. Everybody pops up with guns. Oh, shit. J-Bone's like, get out of here, go out the back, and they let him get away. So they, yay! Johnny
also, they let the bad guys get away.
Yeah, they let them leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care at all.
Get out of here. We need you for later in the movie.
Yeah, they're doing a thing later. You'll see that. So, in the subway lines, Jane wants to be paid, but she doesn't have an account number, so Johnny can't account her, whatever, money, bank stuff. Jane wants to know Johnny's backstory, and Johnny says he's a data smuggler who can carry 60 gigabytes of data, 160 when he uses a doubler. She touches his head in excitement, and he has like a data leak attack. Falls to the ground. She tries to quiet him down. Like, literally just puts his hand over his... They're going to find us in this abandoned subway tunnel.
She covers his mouth and nose so the data doesn't leak out.
Yeah. They'll find it. They'll find the data if it leaks out.
Keep it in.
We jump to Takahashi, who watches a video of his daughter when a woman's face bathed in blue appears on the screen.
Takahashi!
She sounds more womanly than that. But
Just a little.
a little bit. She says that they know that he has lost his purpose, and also that the fingernail guy is definitely plotting against him. She says, I was Pharmacom, but they're watching. I have to go.
So what's crazier? A actual legitimate ghost in the machine, like an actual ghost in the machine, or a paranoid ghost in the machine who was like, oh shit, they're onto me.
They're onto me.
Even though I'm a ghost.
That is an argument I can't really comprehend. Like, I don't even know how to start that. Like, I'm just gonna move on. So, yeah, she leaves. Bye-bye. We go back to the subway. Johnny wakes up, and Jane is putting her stuff away, like her mace and her grenade. And I'm like, look, I'm so glad that you had time to do your hair while we're running away from the Yakuza in the sewers. And Johnny's like, you let me sleep? What the hell? And his hands are all, like, crampy and messed up. Jane's like, hey, how do you remember stuff? Do you have, like, a really good, like, you just really good at remembering things? Like, how do you? And he's like, no, I removed my childhood to get a memory implant. She's like, what? And just flips out.
I barely remember my childhood.
Dude,
and...
yeah, I lived that shit. I know.
Yeah, and I can't store a bunch of...
I remember a picture I saw of my childhood.
Yeah, right? I'm glad it's not just me.
No, yeah, that shit was not eventful.
People were like, you remember when you were a kid? I was like, no. Mm-mm.
I assume though that's me in the pictures.
Do you remember when you were a kid? Has two responses. One, no, I don't. Why would I? Or two, why do I? Why do I remember that?
Yeah, so a problem I have with this is in the beginning he's like, oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do this so I can finally get my memories back. Mm-hmm, but then she's like, you got rid of your memory? Your all your memories? And he's like, yeah, what do I care?
Yeah, no big deal.
Completely doesn't care. So it's like, so you don't want your memories. So why are you doing this? What's the whole point of anything if you didn't want to do this?
He's just playing it cool. That's all.
It's playing hard to get.
Yeah. Oh, no, memories? Who needs those?
I don't need those. No, I don't need memories. What I need is a computer! Cut to Crazy Bob's Discount Computers. Johnny puts his head down to, like, desk level to a desk, like, right to working tabletop level, and then pushes everything off the desk. That's the weirdest part of this whole scene, where he creates a computer and then surfs the fake internet. That's the craziest part, where he puts his face down and pushes it off. Yeah, he's like, I need a T1 Thompson iPhone, Larry, Bob, Jacob, Jingleheimer Smith. Get them all.
Puts on the PlayStation VR.
Yeah. Throws on a couple of Nintendo Power Gloves.
Yeah.
Yep. They're so bad. You don't remember that? The Power Glove?
Oh. I forgot that bad used to mean good. And now it means bad again. That's really confusing, guys. I've lived too long.
Yeah, that's it. Well, time to check out.
I don't even know what fat means anymore. Like,
I remember.
I don't even know if it means excess body weight. I don't even know if that's what it means anymore.
I think that the use of bad that way was just in that movie, the Wizard, right? And then it was just ceased to exist after.
But what about Michael Jackson?
was before.
And then, so
so
twice!
So it only existed then, but also before.
Also before. It was a thing, and then it stopped, and it came back for 2
there was
months.
a cube, but also there's a hypercube.
A hypercube.
Oh,
But then there's also a Cube Zero.
I see. Okay.
I don't think you're getting it.
The British guy runs Cube Zero, just so you know.
You sure? Really?
Yeah, he's got an eye patch or something.
It turns out he's autistic at the end, right?
No, that's the other guy.
Oh, that's his assistant.
The King British makes him autistic.
He makes him. I declare you autistic.
No!
And then he knights him.
Whang!
Just-
Like Bugs Bunny shit. I dub thee Lord of Duke. Whap! The Knight of Realms. Whap! The Duke of Ellington. Whap!
Duke of Ellington.
So, he creates a computer, he starts searching the internet, he's grabbing invisible things and opening them and grabbing things. My favorite is, he's like, beep, boop, boop, boop. All right, I'm in there, let me grab this thing from over there, bring it over here, now that's over here, I'll open it up and open it up again, and then I'll take the thing out inside, put it in front of me, and then I'll access that keypad and open it up, and, oh wait, beep, boop, boop, boop. Oh, access denied, I'll just rearrange the pyramid that the keypad is on, and now it's open. I don't have to reuse the keypad. It's just open.
My favorite is when whoever it is shows up in the virtual world.
Strike,
and he's like, stop it, don't do that. And he's like, I will mess you up, man, and like pulls his head like
like the puppet master
Yeah.
pulls his fingers back like he's gonna like force lightning the the witch ready to attack.
Yeah.
My magic will smite you.
I will crash your whole server.
By doing this silly dance.
I think my favorite part about all of the internet was he calls up the Beijing hotel and it shows a blueprint of the hotel, and in the middle of the blueprint is a little fishbowl. So yeah, he calls places and researches things and does all that stuff. Fingernail Guy is talking to scientists. He's like, reduce the bandwidth, go low rent. And I go, that's
Yeah,
bullshit.
what?
I know those words. They don't make sense in that order. So eventually they find him and they release the virus. They go, release the virus. That's when Johnny finds Strike and he's like, what do you know? Tell me or I'm going to ruin your thing. He's like, you got Pharmacom data. You got to get out of here. The accuser's after you. The virus, no. And then the Pharmacom lady shows up. She's like, Johnny, run. So he runs. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't run. Jane's like, I think we should leave now. And they leave, and Jane throws her grenade into the building, and everything blows up.
Thank goodness she had it.
Yeah. Fingernail Guy's like, everyone else failed me. I should point out that in the Japanese version, the grenade is referred to as a beer opener.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is weird, because I know it's referred to as a beer opener, because I watched the footage. But online, it says it refers to as a bottle opener, which is a very different word. A very, very different word. I understand how you can mix those up. We go back to Takahashi, and his secretary tells him that Fingernail Guy failed, and he says, call Carl. And they hire a street preacher to get Johnny's head. I also want to point out another incorrect thing, which is that IMDb says that Takashi, the actor, uses Dolph's real name, but I watched it like 3-4. He just says Carl in a really thick accent.
Okay.
Carl.
That sounds like Dolph.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Because I went, it could have been Dolph. And then I watched it again, and I put on subtitles. And I was like, no, the subtitle says Carl. It sounds like Carl. Carl. He calls him Carl because the character's name is Carl Honig, Honig.
I guess call Street Preacher.
That's the character's name in the film. That's the credits.
I know, but it's like, hello, I'm Mr. Preacher, Street Preacher.
Interesting parents you must have had.
I don't remember them.
I don't. Yeah. They gave me too much pain as a child.
Yeah, that's nothing to do. I didn't dump that memory.
No.
Not purposely. I just kind of blocked it out.
From the paint use. I huffed paint as a kid. That's the narrative I'm trying to drive home there. So we go back to Johnny and Jane, and Johnny dumps Jane's purse, takes her phone card out, uses it to call Pharmacom, and set up a deal. He uses her phone card to put it into like a giant, like one of those phone device things that like the electric company uses.
Yeah.
Like it's not a phone anyone would ever use.
No, but like it's his.
Yeah.
Like it's his cell phone that he has to plug into.
But also, why? Because he plugs it in, dials, and then talks to the video screen. Why couldn't it be a touchscreen? Like, why did it need to be?
Yeah, well, there's no. I haven't seen, unless you remember something. I don't see touchscreen in this entire movie. I see video everything and laser fingernails from that guy Shinji. I see no touchscreen.
There's interactive because on the internet you touch stuff that's not there.
Yeah,
but I don't think there's a touchscreen like that. Yeah,
don't need it.
They just skipped right past it. Went to virtual touch.
There you go. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, he sets up a deal with Pharmacom to trade the data. Later, Jane thinks he's crazy and says that Spider can help Johnny, and she starts shaking, and Johnny's like, oh my god, it's the Black Shakes! Well, I gotta go make this meeting. Lay in this garbage, bye!
I was watching it again, I was watching it today, and I see that scene, and he lays her down next to a big garbage bag filled with taped up mannequins that are just there. So it's a bunch of mannequins that are trapped in a garbage bag and her next to it. And I'm like, are they trying to, like, is this some sort of a metaphor for something? And then I thought about it for about 8 seconds. I was like, I'm thinking way too much. Yeah. I'm giving this movie way too much credit.
No, listen to me. I have to go. This is your family now. You guys are so much alike. You'll fit right in. So he's like, all right. He comes back and he takes her to Spider. All right. So we go see Spider. This is the halfway point of the film. Spider takes them inside his lair. I didn't do that on purpose. I apologize for that. I did not do that on purpose. He checks out Jane. Spider says that this isn't caused by cheap implants. That's a myth. It's caused by the Black Shakes, which is caused by the world, technology, systematic overload, rant mode. Rah! He just fucking goes and goes. Another inconsistency I want to point out, which is IMDb again, says that this character was based off of the Mad Stan character from Batman Beyond.
Which came out after that.
It was not invented until 1999.
Yeah.
Didn't exist. Wasn't like, oh, you remember that comic? No.
No.
Cartoon first thing invented 1999. So not
Time travel's hard.
Mad Stan could have been based off of this guy. I'll believe that.
Yeah. Well, even
Barely.
Mad Stan, like, that's just Henry Rollins. Like, you know how, like, in every movie that Dennis Leary's in, it's just Dennis Leary doing his act?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Rollins is awesome in this.
Yeah.
I am not looking forward to the Dennis Leary shit and Demolition Man.
Oh, man.
I'm so over
Have you seen too many Ford commercials, Ford pickup truck commercials?
I used to like Dennis Leary when I was a teenager, so now I'm just like, I watched all of Rescue Me. Like,
oh, yeah.
I'm just done with Leary as a thing.
You hear that, Leary? Stop existing.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
done
calling
with your
you out.
shit.
Yeah.
Cut the shit,
I'm
Leary.
stealing Delta's gimmick. I'm calling out Leary. How do we handle that now? Because you used to had to think that Leary was a dick.
Yeah.
Because he stole the asshole song from Louis C.K. Mm-hmm. But now Louis C.K. masturbates in front of women, so...
Yeah.
Is it good that he stole that song? Because now we get to hear it? Or like,
Did he also steal masturbating in front of women?
Leary did that?
He might have.
Oh, we gotta keep that out.
We gotta keep an eye out for that.
Shit. All right.
Give it a couple days, and I'm sure it's gonna be another...
Dude. Just dude. I'm waiting for like 10 years from now when all the men in Hollywood have officially been like prosecuted and they go, okay, but also that one time you harassed me, and they go, oh shit, yeah. And then all the women in Hollywood, like, it's just no matter what, everyone's like, you know what? When you put it that way, I did sexually harass you. Yes, I guess what you did was worse than what I did, but it's still bad. Like it's still.
Crazy. Every day, a new scumbag.
And it's just one of those. It's one of there's like I was not okay with it back in the day, back like before Twilight and shit. Like grown women screaming over that, that was gross. Kevin Spacey fucked a kid, so we got to take care of that shit today.
Yeah,
never mind
all
that.
right. That's the priority
Never
now.
mind that there are, once again, hundreds of 40-year-old women fawning over a 11-year-old boy on Stranger Things. Those things happen. Oh, well. Bieber and Robert Pattinson and fucking Corey Haim and fucking just over and over and over again, but they don't stick anything in them, so that's the threshold.
Penetration.
Yeah, that's where we draw the line and forget about everything.
So then Louis C.K.'s fine.
Oh yeah, he is good. Yeah,
I quit.
you probably won't have to. I mean, we're talking about it. We're gonna get a black ball. It's over.
Yeah.
There was some comedian, I mean, she could have just chose to do something else for her career, but there was some comedian who said that he did that, and then the next day she was like, no, I never said that. That's not true. You can't. I never said it. It never happened.
Oh, about Louis C.K. or about Weinstein?
Yeah, and then she's just, her career's just kind of slowly gone down.
Well, it's crazy. Like, they were like, yeah, we've known about this for years with Weinstein. We had all these stories were buried one by one by one by one.
Yeah.
Fucking bananas.
So J-Bone and Cruz see the street preacher walking around.
And we're back.
And he says he doesn't have a natural bone in his body.
And our low techs, right? The guys who hate technology are
Yeah.
using the super advanced binoculars that, like...
Dude, first off, that's not even this movie. That's the short story, too. Like, the short story is like the low techs. They fight against technology and stuff like that.
By using technology.
Also, they have a fighting arena, like, loaded with fucking sprite traps. And, like, it's just, they use technology and sonar blasts and, like... Where are we? Oh, so they see a street preacher walking around. Jump to Takahashi. Takahashi asks his assistant who that woman was, and that woman apparently was implanted to the Pharmacon network mainframe because she was Pharmacon. Like, she was the person who made Pharmacon.
Yeah.
And also, she has dual citizenship.
That was the best.
Dude, what?
So she can go freely between America and the internet.
Yes, yeah.
And they give it a rule, too. It's like, oh, well, based on that AI law of 2006.
Yep, 46th Amendment says you could be Swedish and a computer.
I mean, look, not for nothing, but you guys know that Saudi Arabia just gave citizenship to a female robot, right?
Really?
Yeah. A female, not a female robot.
That's probably...
Their women are still garbage, though. They're women robots, though. Yeah.
A-okay.
You know why?
They don't talk back.
Because they listen to the guys, yeah. They fucking listen to their men. When I give an order, she fucking does it. That's why.
I quit. I still quit.
I still quit? All right, fine. No, guys, but, like, if I make fun of them while also agreeing with them, then it's kind of jokes, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, if I rape a kid, as long as I make fun of the other guys who raped the kid, right?
Well,
All right.
Now that he's gone, let's talk about Cube some more.
Yeah.
So what do you really think of
What
Cube?
do you really think about
I
Cube?
know it!
So, what do we got? Yeah, it's the dual citizenship. Go back to Spider. Johnny accesses the Pharmacom mainframe and sees the woman, but then Spider's like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, not at all. And then he has a data attack, and he's like, you know anything about brain implants? He's like, I don't know, maybe, kind of, maybe.
I am Spider.
Yeah, that's all spiders do. Brain implants, duh.
They crawl inside your ear while you're asleep.
Yeah.
They implant eggs in your brain, and then...
They control you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny's like, I want to see Dr. Allcome. He's like, why? What do you know? What do you mean? I don't know that guy. I don't know nothing about him. And they're like, what the fuck? What was that about, dude? You've been in our face the whole time we've been here. I mentioned one day, you're like, I don't know.
Huh?
No. I'm just a quiet guy. I don't know.
At one point, he says something incriminating and then just walks away. And they were like, wait a minute. And he chases after Rollins.
So we go to the club, and the robo bartender is cleaning up the back room that, like, all the people died in. The street preacher knows about that back room, I guess, walks right into it, takes the bartender's hand, puts it into the cryogenic freezing box that we're going to put Johnny's head in, and smashes his hand. He goes, so what do you know about this girl?
Okay, so, and the robot bartender's screaming in pain. But his
robot
his
hand.
robot hand, how is he feeling it?
cyborg hand. It's not fully robotic.
Oh,
it's fucking
future
dumb.
cyborg. Let's get it straight.
Oh,
Don't want to be a
sorry.
cyborg
Yeah.
of the past.
No.
It says 1800s Lincoln
Yeah,
cyborgs.
none of those steampunk cyborgs.
I want that movie.
Look, everybody knows President Lincoln. Who was his vice president? Cyborg. They don't want anybody to know about that shit. They got to keep it under wraps. How else do you think a man freed all of the slaves in America? Had a robot helping him. A half robot. Excuse me. Dual citizenship. So Spider scans Johnny. Well, he doesn't scan Johnny's brain. He gives it like an epileptic attack. Like he just strobe lights it. He's like, so what's inside? Johnny's like, I don't know. Spider's like, I don't know if I can get the data. And he's like, oh, Johnny's like, fuck the data. And this is like, I want to see all come. And he's like, what do you mean? I don't know if fucking all come. What are you talking about? All right, fine, let's go. I'll take you. They hop in a van. They drive away. As they're driving away, Street Preacher just goes, halt, sinners! Jumps in front of the van like the world's shittiest superhero.
And it just gets run over. And I think this is my favorite part in the whole movie, because then, like, they drive away and the Street Preacher gets up and he's just like, oh, Jesus. Jeez, what the fuck?
Yeah. I love Henry Rollins, who he jumps out, oh, sir, and so Henry Rollins goes, oh, fuck, and floors it.
I rewatched that scene so many times. I tweeted about it. I love that. Was so good. It's the best part of the movie. Is what did it say? Halt sinners, shouts cybernetic street preacher hitman Dolph Lundgren. Oh fuck! Retorts disgraced doctor Henry Rollins.
These are real things that happen.
Yeah.
How do we deal with that? So they go to a hospital, which is actually like a train station converted into a hospital. Spider cares for patients as Johnny and Jane look on in horror. Spider says Dr. Allcome is us, the NAS Underground. The message was going to be sent to us. We were the ones taking the data. Spider tries to decrypt the data, but no luck. So Spider wants to take it out, because it's going to kill him anyway. And, you know, you like...
Do some good for the world.
I'm sure you'll, like, have some consciousness, like every, third minute or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck this, I'm out. He tries to leave, but Spider's like, you have the cure for NAS in your head and the field trials to prove that it works. You have the cure. You can't just leave. And he's like... nah, I'm gonna leave anyway. And he goes to leave, but then the Street Preacher shows up going, the cure is mine! I don't know how he knows. Like, technically that means he killed a man, put him on a gurney, and then just waited outside the door for that whole conversation to end. Like, this is the best part, which is all three of them just jump on the Street Preacher and kick him to the fucking ground and just start stomping him. And I was like, you win! Just kill him and you win! Like, but Spider's like, go find Jones, get out of here! And he runs. And this is my favorite part in the film, which is when the Street Preacher starts to crucify Henry Rollins, and he goes, who's Jones? And Henry Rollins, he goes, oh, that's the guy that fucks your mother! Yes! Oh my god, the best! The best. He like tries to push his face away when he's like, fuck your mother! But he keeps crucifying him.
And then at the end of it, they just ran out. Just ran out. His goal is to kill Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
He just runs out, and he goes, he starts to interrogate him like, where are they? They're just outside the door! The door hasn't swung back yet!
I also love that they're booking it out of this hospital. Fucking Spider's like, go! Run! Everybody in the hospital's like, oh, look at them. Where are they going?
Just chilling.
I'm just gonna keep warm by this fire. It's fine. What's that? One of the guys that heals me is dying? Oh, that's a shame. It's a real shame. This fire's warm. So we go to another phone call, and Johnny sets up another meeting with Pharmacom near the low-tech hideout, but it turns out that the guy he set up the meeting with is really just Takahashi, like doing a fake... It's Mr. Takahashi's hand, but hologram is a person.
He just drew lips on his hand.
Side-eye?
Yeah, dude, like... Watching this movie, I just want to remake it, like, with an even lower budget.
Puppet!
And like, no, like, just a real dude's hand. Like, just a real hand. And, like, that's, yeah, of course, you're the leader of Pharmacom.
Oh, yeah, you're Steve Hand, dual citizenship.
Steve Hahn,
yeah.
But it's crazy to me that it's this, secret headquarters that they make it seem as though they've been trying to find this low-tech headquarters for so long so they could, shut it down.
There it is.
And then it's guarded, obviously, because for some reason, I don't know if he bring it up here, every time a lever is pushed by, those two idiots...
Yeah, that comes up next, yeah.
Okay, it's always a flaming car, but how does the car catch on fire?
It, sets fire after being launched or something.
It just doesn't make sense. But either way, It's totally guarded. There's people with all kinds of weapons and shit. Fucking Beat Takeshi just comes in and is like, hey. He's like, hello.
Oh, yeah, he just, totally lands on the roof and just takes the stairs down. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He went on the top of the bridge.
Yeah. So, we get to the bridge, and Johnny calls up to the bridge, but there's these two, chit-chatting guards, and they don't hear him. I tell the girl, if you want to be with me, I want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? I want to get down, you want to get down.
That's the actual dialogue.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Johnny asks Jane, who's Jones, and, how you know him, and she's like, he was in the Navy... and he's got brain implants, kind of like you. Like data storage. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm making things up.
Also,
I don't know what I'm saying.
He's got a blowhole.
Yeah,
just like
I will literally say all the words I can except for dolphin.
He's a mammal.
He is a mammal like you and I.
Yeah.
As most would be in this situation.
He enjoys the beach.
I understand he breathes air.
Yeah.
Again.
He enjoys the beach. Oxygen.
He is a dolphin. Fuck!
Oh! Shit! Hit him on the head!
No, not the head.
You're dead. Where'd you come from?
He said, all three pieces crawl up.
I'm also a ghost in the machine now.
I have dual citizenship. I miss you, Johnny.
I did not hit her.
Oh, hi, Johnny.
Oh, hi. How you doing? So... Yeah, the guards eventually hear Johnny screaming, and they're like, oh, look, it's Spider's car. Hey, wouldn't it be funny if we dropped the car on him? They're like, no, it wouldn't be funny. No, I think it'd be a little funny. Oh my god, I tripped and dropped the car on him. So, and this is when Johnny freaks out and has this long speech about how, I never bothered anybody. I kept by myself. I don't belong here. I want room service. I want my shirts laundered. I want $10,000 night hookers.
Which is weird, because... nowhere in the first hour of the movie do they imply that he's that kind of a character, you just see him for 10 seconds in a hotel room with a girl and then leaves. At no point is it like he's living this lavish lifestyle. Nothing like that.
No, yeah, well, even if that, there is nothing really that indicates that this would be the worst day of his life. There's nothing that indicates that this isn't a normal day in his life.
Just a regular day of the job.
I think that's really a problem, yeah. They didn't spend enough time explaining that he is like a fucking rich, prissy boy that literally takes a file from one room to another, probably most of the days.
And gets paid really well.
And gets paid fucking stupid money. Because that file are like pictures of kids being shoved in wells and shit.
Oh my God.
Like, it's just, it's the worst shit ever.
It's not even pornographic.
No.
It's just them, with a broom handle, jamming a kid down the well.
Face, yeah. It's just a little trickle coming out of its nose. Not even a grotesque amount. Just a small amount so you know something physical happened.
Just so he knows you're there.
Just so he knows. And I'm here, and it could happen again.
The next big Hollywood scandal, people are like, yeah, man, Robin Williams was great. It's going to come out like, oh, no, Robin Williams used to stuff kids down wells. Here's the video and photographic evidence.
I'm waiting for the day where, next on Fox 11 News, which celebrity had a strange well collection fetish? Oh, shit, no!
Fucking
I
Shatner.
knew this was going to happen.
I should have known.
Shatner, yeah, of course it would be him.
Yeah. Luckily, this collie was here to help out.
I figured if I got the collie, the wells would be looked over. It would be...
Trouble by the old well?
No. You don't have to tell me that. We just did it. You don't have to tell me he's down the well. We just put him there.
So yeah. J-Bone arrives like a supervillain. Like he's lowered down to the ground, and he's got this giant suit on. It makes it look like he's about to fight Turbo Man. They take him inside, but as they take him inside, Johnny has like a data flash. Starts like convulsing and shit like that. I was just like, what is wrong? They have to take a rising platform up to the bridge. It only has 4 chains. That's the rising point. So like it shakes, it rocks. This man's having a violent seizure, and they're like, "Oh my god, quick, help me stand him up!
Yeah.
Stand him up on this platform. What's that? Lay him down? No, that's dumb. No. We need 2 people to stand him up. Help." So inside, Johnny looks like they beat him up on the ride up to the bridge. He's bleeding from the forehead and shit. Like, he doesn't look bad. He actually looks like someone beat him. We jump to Takahashi. He gets his sword and gun and takes his helicopter to go to the meeting place. And he's like, "Oh, tell the fingernail guy I'm going to be there." We go back to the Low-Techs. Johnny's having a flashback of his 3rd birthday. Like, just parts of it, parts and pieces. He had some of this a little earlier in the movie. Like, he saw a cake and some balloons, and we're getting a little more and a little more. Jane enters the room he's in and cuddles up next to him, and they go to kiss, and I go, "Where the hell's this coming from? That's the fucking weirdest thing ever." And then J-Bone walks in, and he goes, "We got a special room for that." And I go, "That's gross, but also, you probably need that, actually, when you think about it. It's probably a necessary room." But also, somebody cut holes into that room. Like,
There's a few glory holes there.
Like, it's definitely... No, I was just saying, look at it. Nobody's sticking their dick in a room. Really? What world
Wait, what are we talking about?
What world do you live in where you're fucking your girlfriend and a dick comes through the wall and you go, "Well, baby, you know the rules."
just fucking slowly. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Holes all over.
Yeah.
Dicks.
So many choices. This one's just right.
That's it, honey. We're moving. It didn't work.
I told you Newark was terrible.
It didn't work the first time we moved. It's because we just moved down the block. It's still the same community.
Recognize those pubes anywhere.
Oh my god.
So, J-Bone is like, "It's time to meet Jones. Don't kiss. Let's go." And they kind of walk around and explain, I work for Spider and his crew, and we out shit for people. And he goes, "What does that mean?" They never explain what that means.
Hey, I don't know. It was in the script.
Literally, yeah. He goes, "Yeah, I out shit for Spider and his crew. What does that mean?" Here it is. Here's the mainframe. What? And they show him the whole thing. And he says that this is where we strip the pretty little pictures from their 500-channel universe, recontextualize it, and spit this shit back at him. We wideband it, broadcast it off the satellites that Jones hacks for us. Right back into their homes.
Snatch your brain back.
Snatch it back, zombie. Here's Jones, the dolphin.
Yay! He was a dolphin the whole time.
Oh. Johnny's like, "What? The fish? This is all we got? Great.
He's a mammal. God.
Oh, yeah." So, I should point out that this is a very important scene that they remove from the Japanese, or from our version, that's in the Japanese version, that's in the short story, which is that in order to keep Jones and the other dolphins loyal to the Navy, they got the dolphins hooked on heroin.
I heard about that. And like Ice-T feeds him heroin.
Yeah, Ice-T gives him heroin in the movie. Yeah, Ice-T gives him heroin. And it's just, he's like, they got him hooked on heroin to keep him loyal. I just give him the shit to keep him happy, make him think he's still swimming. That's what it is. In the story, though, there is no, I don't know if there's no J-Bone character, but there's no that involvement, and the Jane character gives the heroin to him directly. That actually, in the short story, Jones and the Low-Techs are separate. They are not related to each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Jones is a dolphin that lives in an amusement park, and the Low-Techs live
in a different amusement park.
No, they live in a suspended hideout atop the geodesic domes that all of society lives under.
Right.
Geodesic domes, in case you don't know, are like the Epcot Center balls. If you don't know what an Epcot Center ball is, get out of your house.
So they have their own little biospheres?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Or biodomes.
No, that's no.
There's going to be trouble in that bubble.
Yeah, we're not allowed.
Oh.
I'm so upset you just said that.
Rest assured, if it rhymes, I can cause trouble in it. Yes. Futurama. Reviving a career of a man who shouldn't have one. So...
The Yakuza's here.
Yakuza arrives with rocket launchers and body armor, and I go... That's Pharmacom, right?
Yeah.
No, it's apparently the Yakuza.
Yeah.
I don't... Also, there's white women in the Yakuza.
Well, look.
Like, white men, I was like, really? I got a white woman, I was like, hang on, are you sure this is the Yakuza? I'm positive this is Pharmacom.
Pretty sure they're like extremely racist, and you can only be even from certain families of Japanese. You can't be.
Yeah, like
This is the future. It's a much more accepting future.
Oh, in the future, it's like, look, if you're purebred, it's because something fucked up hardcore. Like, you gotta be at least half, so we know you're not retarded. Because that's the only way that you'd be purebred at that point, is if it's just inbreeding.
Just
inbreeding,
blue
inbreeding.
blood British, like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a cube.
Yes, let's build a cube.
Let's build a cube.
Oh, the cubing has commenced. Tell Mama, the cubing has commenced. That's not fair. They told me it would be a hypercubing.
Oh, don't get your knickers in a twist.
You keep your mouth shut or you have 0 cubes, mate. Mate? What is he, Australian? We've got a divided family. So inside, they bring a giant machine to read Johnny's brain, but he doesn't want to do it.
No, I don't want to do it.
No, he doesn't. It kind of looks like the cover of an anime. Like, I feel like I've seen the machine they used before, like on the cover of like a Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, I was gonna say
or like
something like that.
before. Like, it's definitely something I've seen
I recognize it from a comic.
from anywhere. I recognize it from anywhere.
Yeah. It's from Cube.
All right, that's enough. So J-Bone, he's like, I don't want to do it, and just everyone in the film is like, you have to do it, but J-Bone's like, whatever, man, do whatever you want. And Johnny's like, all right, I'll do it. Gives him the code. Jump outside the Yakuza, shoot grappling hooks into the bridge. Jump back inside. Jones sets up the satellite. Jump back outside. Takahashi is close in his helicopter to arriving. Jump back inside. And Johnny and Jones jump on the internet.
It's just the modem.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So the talking guards from earlier, they get killed by Yakuza. He falls on the car lever again. One of the cars falls, drops on a Yakuza member.
Which is upset. It's one of the white women Yakuza members.
Yeah, I guess it was his partner, Yakuza, and she just starts firing the rocket launcher wildly at the bridge, regardless of whatever their plan was.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm almost positive that the rocket launchers were for backup.
Yeah. Okay, guys, the plan is to sneak in quietly.
Uh-huh.
Make as little noise as oh, fuck.
Aren't your men inside there? So, when the bridge gets hit by the satellite, or by the rocket, that breaks up the satellite hookup, and J-Bone says, well, the only way now for you to go in there is to hack your own brain, Johnny.
Oh, man, I have written on my notes, hack your own brain like 8 times. I'm like, hack your
own brain.
If you thought hack the planet was a cool catchphrase from back in a year earlier, no, hack your own brain
Snatch
is the
it
new
back.
shit.
Hack your brain.
Snatch it back, zombie.
After he says hack your own brain, he runs over to like a window and shoots the rocket launcher woman with a crossbow from the top of a bridge, right in the center of the eyes. Like 100%. Also, like, just attack. Everyone attack. Low-tech attack. Yakuza attack. Big fight time.
Crossbows, machine guns.
Takahashi shows up and shoots at Jane as she rolls away to safety. like 3 rolls she does to get to safety. The Pharmacom ghost lady shows up on the wall of TVs that the Low-Techs use as their, like, database center.
Takahashi!
Turns out that they had the cure for the disease that killed his daughter all these years, and now you're going to help them stifle the cure. You can't do that. But he cuts the cables to the TVs, and as soon as he does that, Fingernail Guy shows up and shoots him in the back.
Betrayal.
Yeah.
What, was it?
Exactly like she said would.
So, So all right, so it seems like he cuts it because he's like, oh, I don't believe this random chick.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That's another thing that's happening in this film is Takahashi is self-medicating throughout the whole film. There's a lot of times where you see him in the Japanese version. Yeah, in the Japanese version, he's popping pills.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
But-
or drinking. So it's like, oh, maybe he's fucked up.
He's high.
Yeah.
So Takahashi goes.
Yeah. Oh,
to the
sorry.
headquarters.
One more time. Also, the first time he sees the ghost, he blinks really hard at the screen, like, like what am I looking at?
Yeah.
So that's like he doesn't know if it's real, I guess. So sorry. Go ahead.
Here's
One more thing. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
here's the thing that confused me.
Yeah.
He finds out that that what was in his head is the cure. Right?
Johnny finds out. Yeah.
No.
Well,
I mean,
Takahashi
finds
yes,
out that
that
that's what it
data
is.
was- yeah.
So if he didn't know that till just then, what is he doing there?
There's Pharmacom data in that guy's head.
Yeah.
He's a representative of Pharmacom, so he feels it's his responsibility to get the data back. That's as far as I can tell.
Corporate
But-
loyalty.
Yeah,
But
essentially
to
that.
go to that, I mean, he's still just a businessman.
I think it's like an extreme loyalty thing. Like he feels like he is responsible for this, so he has to do it himself.
So
like,
let me get my business sword.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it also seems because it was him who had the dragon tattoo on his back, right? In the very beginning.
I think that's the girl with the dragon tattoo.
No, because the Yakuza all have dragon tattoos on their back. That's the
Yeah.
They're supposed to have like this. That's like their initiation thing. Is if you get the gigantic dragon on your back because it's like an 18-hour tattoo. Someone in this movie had a dragon tattoo on his back. I figured it was him, and he was like the head of the Yakuza. But then it couldn't be because he's
He's
Yeah.
the regional
Yeah,
vice
he's the
president
guy.
of the Newark.
fingernail guy is Yakuza.
So maybe he was the one with
doesn't,
the
could have
dragon,
been.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's another scene in this film. One of the Takahashi scenes is fingernail guy shows up with two bodyguards, like just two guards he has all of a sudden, and Takahashi's like, "Did I tell you could have bodyguards?" And he's like, "Well, I figured why not." And Takahashi just cuts them up with his sword,
Oh.
and they die. And then he opens one of their chests, like not the chest, but the shirt to see the tattoo on his chest, and he goes, "What's this?" And he goes, "It's Japanese." And he goes, "Yeah? Japanese? You sure?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, all right." Which leads into more of that guy's shit at Japanese. Like, they don't know Japanese. And, he's just like, "You need to keep me in the fucking loop." And he, like, kind of puts the sword, like, on his shoulder and be like, "You better fucking watch yourself."
Okay, see, that makes more sense, because it seems like the guy Shinji, who's got the fingernail
Yeah.
laser, that he knows this whole time. That's why he's trying so hard to kill Keanu Reeves and
Yeah.
get his head back.
Yeah.
Whereas Takashi shouldn't have that information, so I was just like, I don't know why he's...
he doesn't. I think it's... I didn't watch the full movie. I don't know how the scenes lay, but I think it's more along the lines of... Takahashi is slowly losing himself from the loss of his daughter, and he's trying to regain, he's like, well, then let me get out in the fucking fields and find the fucker. Like, I think it's like that sort of a thing.
I got you.
But yeah, they don't... There's like a scene where he's like at home, like in his daughter's room, drinking, watching old videos of him, and the blue lady shows up, and he's like, "Oh, you lost your way? What happened, dude? Fucking up."
He's been such a good businessman.
Yeah.
It's
All
just
of a
Keanu
sudden-
Reeves in a wig on his TV. Takahashi!
Whoa. Killer. I'm a ghost.
I was in Point Break.
You gotta stop the evil us's. Protect the royal babes. Oh, what a fight! That movie was weirder than this one.
Oh, but it's great.
Oh, I love...
Like all of Keanu Reeves' movies, weirder than the one that came before it, but somehow still great. I'll watch it again. So, rolls away. Pharmacom dies. Jane shows up to distract the fingernail guy, and Johnny gets away and chased by the fingernail guy as Jane fights a guard. I don't know, how, but fingernail guy cuts the chains of the platform that he's standing on
Yeah.
and falls down with Johnny.
Yep.
They dangle from some cargo nets, And then Johnny struggles, grabs his laser thumb.
Fingernail,
and
wraps it around his head.
Cuts the guy's head off, falls to doom.
But not before, like, while they're fighting, they first start getting onto the nets, and he's like, you can't kill me, huh? Because then if I fall, you're not going to get my head, you can't get what's inside. And he's like, oh shit, he's right. Immediately starts attacking him anyway.
Yeah, like punching him in the face and shit, yeah. Like, just terrible bodyguard, or like Yakuza member, as has been exampled throughout the whole film. So he's dead. He falls into the water. He's dead. Suddenly, the street preacher grabs Jane. Oh, things start to blow up as Pharmacom agents or Yakuza agents. I don't know which one. They're taken out. I just don't believe the Yakuza would have body armor. I don't know why that's a prejudice I have against the Yakuza, but I just refuse to believe they would.
Too proud for armor.
Too proud. That's got to be it. So, street preacher, things are getting blown up. Johnny comes back up. He climbs up the cargo net thing. There's Takahashi still alive, but he just hands Johnny the code and then dies. Like, his half of the code and dies. Jane is almost completely crucified by the street preacher when Johnny hears something and goes, oh, maybe I should check that out. I don't really know what's going on with it.
Sounds like someone screaming in pain.
I mean, there's only one female in this building, and I know her, but whatever.
Pretty sure they're screaming my name.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Johnny, help! I'm being crucified!
I don't remember. Is that my name?
Could be anybody. So Johnny saves her, and he's almost stabbed by the preacher, but Jane uses Jones to blow up all the augmentation implants inside the preacher. Like, literally just start going, pop, 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 just blowing up.
Popcorns.
He sets on fire, which causes him to hold one wire. Then the fire goes out, and Johnny hands him another wire, and that electrocutes him until death. A complete charred death. Absolutely dead. J-Bone and crew come back. J-Bone walks in the room, sees the street preacher, and goes, that piece of shit. It's great. Let's get the power back on. Let's go. They turn the power back on, despite the fact that Takahashi cut the cable.
Yes.
Power back on. There's the Pharmacom lady. There she is.
Yep.
But she can't help because Pharmacom is erasing me from the data frame, memory by memory. Johnny, goodbye.
At one point, I think it was earlier in the movie, she goes, they're erasing me. How nice of them.
How nice of them. Yeah, that was her last line. Yeah. How nice
yeah?
of them. Oh, no. Maybe it was before. I think maybe she says it twice. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, erase from the mainframe. J-Bone is like, all right, ready to do this? All right, now be careful because there might be a virus program inside the data, so be ready. Strap them in. J-Bone lets the people know that they're going to give out the cure to NAS via, like, a public address.
So, guys, we don't have the cure yet, but we're going to get it. But I'm going to get your hopes up right now and really hope that this doesn't go wrong.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't fuck up. And then Johnny enters the data, and everyone watches via a monitor. We see it because they see it on a monitor. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when he like transports down into the data, in the background there's Pharmacom banners that like blow in the breeze, like the force of him landing. Oh, no. Yeah, I was just like, in the data? Ugh. So Johnny doubles himself to avoid a virus attack, and it's like there's just lasers and like I can't really explain this shit to you. You have to see it.
Internet.
Yeah, they're like some reboot style internet shit goes on.
Yeah,
and like they hack the planet.
Just a typical day surfing the World Wide Web.
There's like you know in when you went to get your photo taken at school, and they only had like the blue backdrop and the laser backdrop. It's just all the laser shit happened, but it's not that color. It's like it's a matte because it's the blue color, but it's all the lasers, so it's like a mashup of those two.
Yeah.
And so, actually, I just want to ask you guys, Johnny doubles himself to avoid the virus attack.
Yep.
Does this count as a little girl thing from the beginning of the film? Like, can I go to sleep at night now? Like, does this count?
Sure, buddy.
It's gotta. Oh my God, it's gotta be it. Johnny.
I'm sorry. I want to see where he's like, wait a minute, think back to that fish tank in Newark.
Yeah.
Fish tank, twins, double myself. Doublemint gum. I should have gum.
No, too far. What was that? Like 30 Rock or
30
something?
Rock, yeah.
Oh, what should I make? Oh, chicken soup.
Soup kitchen.
Soup kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kitchen sink. No.
Yeah.
Go back. I should get a new kitchen sink. No, you. That was good shit. So Jones shows up in the internet to help. I think he just kind of swims around in the background. I don't think he does anything. Yeah. Moral support. Moral support.
Just looking for some of that e-heroin.
Yes, that e-heroin, yes. Just gotta get some Bitcoin so you can buy it.
Yeah, no, that's a real trick.
So Johnny remembers that the only way is to hack your own brain.
Snatch it back.
So he takes the information and slams it into his face in the internet.
And it works.
And it turns out that the last image is the Pharmacom lady. And Jones, the heroin-addicted dolphin, sends out the cure to NAS via hijacked satellite.
And people watch it on a screen and go, "Oh, well, that's
just data. I don't know what that is."
Yeah,
That's it.
It's ones and zeros.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, though. When he got the data and it was like, I got it, he goes, loop it. And it,
yeah."
Fireworks go off in the background of the internet. Pew, 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 pew. You did it. You got it.
Sorry, but our AIDS is in another castle.
Oh, that's awful.
It's like when you beat solitaire on Windows and all the cards just go...
Except it's just cures. Just cures. Polio, God. There goes cholera. So, with the data free from his mind, Johnny sees, I guess, his mother, and remembers, I guess, his third birthday, and passes out.
Somebody's third birthday.
Somebody who's named Johnny. Yeah, it could be anybody. Jane and Johnny hug, and J-Bone rips a hole in the wall to see the Pharmacom building on fire.
Why is it on fire?
They're obsessed with fire. I don't know.
Snatch it back.
So, yeah, the three watch the city burn as the street preacher's body starts to move because they're picking it up to throw it outside off the bridge. And they go back to watching the city burn as fucking Johnny turns to Jane. He goes, "You met me at a very strange time in my life." Because it's the fucking Fight Club ending.
Yeah.
And with my head on the feet and my head on the ground. It's not Fight Club end. Try to flip and spin. Yeah.
And that's the outro
There
song.
we go. That's it. That was it. That was the song, guys. Hope you liked it. We kind of blew our load too quick there. So yeah, that was the whole thing. I want to point out some of the scenes I didn't mention because I didn't know where they went. Jane refers to her bottle openers. I said that. The street preacher. He has added scenes where he is addressing his followers, where he claims he has been stricken by the sickness that devours the silver pathways of the soul and has been healed by the Lord making him post-human.
Oh, that's so post-human of him to say that.
He then notices Takahashi's henchman arriving with the cryogenic chamber for Johnny's head. Oh, so I guess it was some time in between being knocked out. And he tells his followers that he must now leave to meditate. Do you guys remember at the end when they send out all the data? Some of the data is seen on a TV of Crucifix.
Yeah.
That's from that scene. That's where that was supposed to be from. There's a couple of other things where, like, just during action or during scenes, somebody will shout something off camera or whatever.
Johnny!
Or just an extra line, like, but whatever, fuck you.
Snatch your brain back.
Yeah, snatch it back, zombie. Zombie boy. I don't know, So. The scenes where the troops, Pharmacom or whatever, or Yakuza, different order. Those were in different orders.
Okay.
J-Bone, when he goes, watch out for viruses, there could be anything inside the machine. That is a voiceover. Instead of actually seeing him say the line, it's a voiceover presented as Johnny is entering the internet.
Oh.
Also, like, the internet, it's all different colors and different, not totally different colors, but kind of like how, like, they had lasers on the intro and not. It's like that. Like, there's just a little bit of things that aren't there.
They made it flashier for Americans.
They changed the different, there's more code at the end. Like, afterwards, he's like, loop it. And they loop it, and then they cut back to humans and all that stuff. Well, after he says loop it, Jones shows up, and they see information travel, and, like, there's a whole, it's longer. And that's pretty much all of what happens.
Now I want to watch the Japanese version.
It seemed like it might make a little more sense. Not a lot, but a little more sense.
Really, not much more.
No, yeah. I summarized Johnny Mnemonic, the short story. So I wanted to just let you guys know what you missed, because you said you didn't read it, right?
The short story.
I read the summary on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It's the Sprawl, right?
Yeah. The what?
It's the Sprawl trilogy or something?
The Sprawl. Oh, that's where they live, is the Sprawl. That's the name of the mega city that they now live in, which is from Boston to Atlanta.
Oh.
Mega cities, dude. So the story starts out, and Johnny wants Rafi to get data out of his head, so he comes at him with a shotgun in his bar. But his bodyguard, Lewis, stops him, who, based on the description, is kind of like it looks like a lifeguard. Like he said he was sitting in a high chair and was like all muscly and shit. Rafi tells Johnny that he has Yakuza data in his head. Then Molly Millions shows up. Molly Millions is the Jane character. And she cuts Lewis's wrists with her razor fingernail implants, which I guess is why Yo Mama got her wrist cut with a razor, even though that really didn't make a lot of fucking sense.
Yo Mama.
And then Johnny offers $20,000. Like, I'll hire you for $20,000. They leave with Ralphie. Like the two of them leave with Ralphie. But once they get outside, the fingernail guy shows up, cuts Ralphie's head off, and then leaves. And Molly's like, "Oh my god, I finally get to fight somebody on my level." Like, she's like, holy shit. Like, she is a fierce, like, I'm gonna fuck some shit up.
My true
Johnny decides the only way he can get the data out of his head is using a squid device to find the password. Molly takes Johnny to an amusement park to meet Jones, a cybernetically enhanced dolphin retired from the Navy services, addicted to heroin and attempts to keep him loyal.
Can I get that sentence one more time?
Jones, a cybernetically enhanced dolphin retired from the Navy service, addicted to heroin and attempts to keep him loyal. Molly gives him heroin to find the password. They get the data and upload some of it to a Yakuza satellite and threaten to release the rest unless they leave Johnny alone. For whatever reason, the Yakuza fingernail guy is still after them. So in order to get rid of him, Molly goes to the Low-Techs, which is in a suspended hideout atop the geodesic domes that cover the Sprawl. Molly leads him to the Killing Floor, a sprung floor arena with wired synthesizers and amplifiers. Molly just dances around him, sets off a bunch of alarms and shit like that, tricks him into cutting off his own hand. Because his hand's cut off, there's alarms going off. He doesn't know what's going on. He's confused. He jumps down a hole. There's nothing in that hole. He falls to his death. Then, if you remember before, I said that whole, we want the data so nobody else can have it. That's important to the end of the actual story, which is the story closes nearly a year later. Johnny now living among the Low-Techs. He and Molly have gone into business for themselves, using Jones's squid to retrieve traces of all the data he's ever carried and blackmailing former clients for it.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that's...
All right.
They really had, like, precedent for trying to take his fucking head.
Yeah.
Because it was something he did in the universe. Yeah. So, could you make a sequel? Huge?
I did.
Yeah?
It's awful.
I'm sure... could you make one worse than this?
It's awful. Well, and because I don't have my notes, I'm going to try and do this from memory. It takes place 10 years later, and Johnny is retired. He's out of the game, and he has this business where he's conning rich people. Because he went into the internet and, linked up with Jones, who was a dolphin, he now figures out a way to have this little device where he can do this to any animal. And so what he does is, you're a rich douchebag and you want to know what your cat's thinking. So Keanu Reeves shows up, has a little thing, and is like, oh, yeah, no, I know.
What a fucking left turn this universe just took.
Oh, no, it gets worse.
Okay.
So while in the mind of a golden doodle, I'm so sorry. It's very long, too. I had a lot of time this morning. While in the mind of a golden doodle, he sees an image of its master.
A golden retriever and a poodle? Is that what
You ever seen a golden doodle? All these rich people have golden doodles.
No.
They're adorable. Google that shit.
No.
Google a golden doodle.
I won't. Out of spite.
He sees an image of Golden Doodle's master killing this dude who had secrets that would change the world. So then he has to hook up with all of his old people and save the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lots of hacking.
Lots of hacking.
Sure, why not? Delta, what do you got? Nothing?
So after the Nas cure is released, and people realize that Pharmacon had the data this whole time, everybody revolts and attacks Pharmacon, but it's a super mega corporation, so they just release EMPs all over and shut down the world and retreat to their moon base, and eventually Johnny Mnemonic has to go with Jane and infiltrate the moon base to obtain the data that will allow them to reboot the Earth's internet.
Sure, why not?
Why, you don't want to see him fight Moon Yakuza?
Yeah, why? Yeah, that sounds great.
Better than fucking Golden Doodles.
Well, what I have is Johnny has joined the fight against mega corporations with J-Bone and Jones. And he, as technology has progressed, he has recently upgraded his brain to be able to hold 2.5 petabytes. Which is like...
Yeah. A lot.
A lot. About 1,000 terabytes. He receives important information from a spy to transfer to a safe location. He's still being a mnemonic courier. But it turns out that the information he has is the brain of another person. And we run through the whole, what is a person? What is justice? Do the ends justify the means? Can you put a person back in their body? Is that right? To take somebody else's body? And... lots of whole things. There's another doctor like Spider, but with brains instead. And
Dual citizenship.
There's also like an owl with cybernetic glasses that let it speak. Because, why not?
Yeah.
We already started that.
This electronium hat.
There's a lot of other, virtual physical representations of shit. Blah, blah, blah.
Will there be cubes?
I just want to let everyone know that in Gibson's 1984 novel, Neuromancer, the first of the Sprawl trilogy, Molly relates the rest of Johnny's story to the protagonist Case. Molly claims that after achieving success, Johnny was murdered by a vat-grown Yakuza ninja.
Happy ending.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. What was that? What movie was that? Where they had the Japanese robots attack him at the end?
RoboCop 3.
RoboCop.
Yes, it was.
They were from Omnicorp, right?
Yes. So that's how it ended. RoboCop 3.
RoboCop 3.
The worst of all the RoboCops.
And then Johnny Mnemonic gets attacked, but then he flies. He flies away.
Yeah, of course. Okay, real quick. Two questions. How many times do we see the internet / data?
4.
3?
9.
Damn,
Yeah.
really?
I count all the data attacks that he has, because you see
right,
data.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right.
So, opening the internet, data attacking the bathroom, in the subway, at Spiders, in the low-text place, and then first data retrieval, second data retrieval. Second question, essay style. Whatever. Do you think that Johnny's mom was actually the Pharmacon lady?
No.
No?
I think he just had, I think we talked about at the end, almost like implants. That's not his memories, that's someone else's.
Oh, you think he's a replicant?
Yeah, women all look the same. So
yeah. Third question, didn't write down. Just want to ask this: did you think Johnny's mom looked like a bitch in the flashback? Dude, it was her child's 3rd birthday, and she did not look happy at all. She really didn't look pleased.
She is tired. She works all day.
Does she? It's the future.
Probably not.
What, transferring data? Also, there's one point in the film where Johnny goes, I used to have a summer job breaking and entering. And I go, well, how much of your childhood is gone then?
Yeah.
Are you literally causing all this grief over your 3rd birthday party? That's it. Oh, man. All right, so, WWYMT, all our stuff. That'll be there. Oh, no, sorry. Why would you make this? I forgot about that. We got to do Why Would You Make This? Like the intro skit said, it was rumored that the script was just dumped on Keanu Reeves' doorstep as a tactic to pique his interest.
And it worked.
The reality of it is that Brooklyn-born, Long Island-raised, Italy-educated painter and sculptor, first-time director Robert Longo, and speculative fiction writer William Gibson originally tried to make a small-budget art film, but couldn't get financing. And the rise of the internet and high-tech culture in the early 90s has made Cyberpunk an increasingly relevant interest to companies, which caused Sony Pictures to invest in their project for tens of millions. And Longo commented that we started out as an artsy $1.5 million movie and became a $30 million because we couldn't get $1.5 million. So that's what happened. That's why it
Makes sense.
He wanted to make a shitty art film. Got $30 million. Still made a shitty art film. Like, just a high-priced shitty art film. Awesome. Yeah, so it's passion and mystery. That's what made the film.
And money.
Well, yeah. Oh, some would argue that. So, yes, please join us next time along with Sandra Bullock, Wesley Snipes, and Sylvester Stallone for the 1993 fantasy thriller Demolition Man.
So fucking
Taco
excited.
Bell.
Yeah.
Rules all.
We're not
Corporations
far off.
rule.
It's almost exactly correct. I'm just waiting on the 3 seashells.
One day we'll
be
find
there.
out.
I mean, we already have like an all nostalgia channel, don't we? Probably. I don't look for it. TV Land, doesn't that count?
Well, TV Land, and then like Nickelodeon came out with
Yeah.
their own like, look, it's all the old Nicktoons and
I
shit.
watched that for like
Splat.
a month,
And then you were like,
and I was like, but I've seen all these. This is dumb.
I've seen this.
I remember. I have a good enough memory. Apparently, I remember all of my childhood. It's just all of my childhood was Nickelodeon
Spent
television
in front
shows.
of the TV.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Did I have an 8th birthday party? I can't tell you. I don't know. What was the 8th season of all that like? Sit down, buddy. Here we go. Scene by scene. Starts off backstage. So yeah, join us for Demolition Man. Go to www.ymt.com for all things Why Would You Make This. You can download episodes. You have links to it on their iTunes and Google Play. Also, YouTube link. Check that out. We do stuff there. Victor Pro Wrestling.
Victory Pro Wrestling returns live to Center Reach, Long Island, New York. Center Reach, I don't know, January something. 6th, maybe? I think. I don't remember. It's the King of New York tournament, but you should go to victoryprowrestling.com to check that out, or the Twitter, or the Facebook.
You're gonna be 9-time king or whatever number you should be now.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm going for the New York State title,
Oh,
so I don't know if I can be in the King of New York tournament. I will say, since talking about Victory Pro Wrestling, there's a fan, like a kid, who in the WWE game made VPW.
The whole roster,
Like enough,
you
like
and, like-
I'm like he put it up, and it's me versus Fighter Cat. Timber Shea versus somebody else, VSK versus like Dorian Graves,
Dude.
and the kid does commentary over it.
Dude, fuck.
How?
Fire his name,
What's this
we'll promote it
kid's
on the next
age?
show.
Dude,
That's
like a little
great.
kid?
It's
Yeah, how old is he? Is he like?
I don't know.
Like, if we talk to him, would people get worried? Like,
yes. Yes.
I'm saying like that's young enough, where
Yeah.
it's like we can't forget.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is he
If this
8
kid
or
ends
is
up
he
in a well,
13?
are we
Yeah.
gonna be?
Nah, I'm just saying like we probably shouldn't stuff him down a well with a broomstick. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know why we're talking to him then.
No, but his dad follows me on Twitter, and like he follows me. He follows like the official, and he's like, "Hey, check out what my son made." And I was like, "What the fuck? This kid's got more fucking motivation to do shit in video games than I do."
In life.
Yeah, and in life, I didn't want to say that out loud.
No, but it's the truth.
It's true.
Yeah.
He hasn't been crushed by the world yet.
No, it's
Give
that,
it
like,
time, Timmy. Give it time.
It's not that I was crushed by the world. It's that there have been so many other humans who were crushed by the world before me, and they didn't do a fucking thing to try to stop it. And now they want me to take care of them now that they're old. I think we're going to stop sticking kids in wells. Start sticking some old folks in wells. So you call penance, bitch. Kids, go upstairs right now into your sleeping parents' room.
Just scream, snatch it back to them as they sleep.
They're going to hit you. This is what you want.
Yeah. You're going to call the cops and tell them they tried to stuff you down a well with a broomstick.
You call us, we'll give you the broomstick. Okay, so yeah, our intro music is Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris. Demolition Man next time. WWYMT, VictorProWrestling.com. For Huge and J Delta, I am Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.